Tim Dillon is going to hell.
We're going to really take a hard, critical look at the people that society's decided to hate, the billionaires, the dictators, the CEOs.
On Gas Digital Network.
We know that there are bad things in the world, there are bad people, and thank God for them.
Won't you join him?
What's good without evil? Happy Election Day, everybody. Tim Dillon's going to hell here with Ray Kump.
Hello.
Those fucking I voted stickers make me want to plunge a pen into someone's neck.
I haven't seen as many.
What? We are children.
I haven't seen as many stickers since the Nuremberg laws got passed.
We are a nation of toddlers. People with their sticker on Instagram. I vote, and then people explaining their vote on Facebook. I vote for the person who I think has integrity and they make the best decision. Shut the fuck up.
I just wanted to all day rattle people. Congratulations. You're close to defeating Hillary Clinton's patsy.
Yeah. Listen to me.
This is a man who was propelled into politics by the Clintons as a straw man. You beat him.
But here's the other thing, like, you've done, again, the least. Yeah. Every 4 years, we are rewarding you for doing the absolute least that you could do.
Well, I showed up at school, and the old lady gave me a sticker. I don't know.
Yeah, and you see these voting lines. I personally didn't vote. I did take a nap. I had a Benedict, an Eggs Benedict, and I had a coffee and an orange juice, and the coffee and the juice started to get at my stomach lining. It started to feel...
Was this the one you always talk, Park Avenue
what?
Summer?
No, there's a diner in Queens.
Is that just a McMuffin at that point?
It's whatever. It's Eggs Benedict. But I had coffee and juice, and I had an upset stomach, so I said... This isn't good. Let me go home. Let me take a nap. And then you wake up, and I'm registered in Long Island. I can't go back to Long Island to vote. So don't, listen. It is what it is.
It's going to be on you now.
Yeah, it's on me. It's because I'm living in New York. It's such a swing state.
If Trump gets in...
there was a funny video of Trump voting for himself and people just booing him.
While
he was. I think he voted in New York. Yeah, he voted in New York.
Yeah.
And people were booing and, But this is it. It's Election Day. People's insane behavior is kicked up a few notches,
They really love the circus.
Yeah.
We've got a handle on things. You're all oblivious to the machinations that are going on behind the scenes. You're willfully ignorant. Sick of it.
Let me tell you what happened yesterday. I went to shoot What's Your Fucking Deal, which is Big J's show, his show on CISO. It's an all crowd work show.
Oh.
And it was a lot of fun, and it was season 2. Dan Soder was on the audience mic, meaning that the audience, he'll walk over the mic and let them talk and then make a joke, and I'll make a joke and blah, blah, blah. It's very fun. Watch it. Get CISO. I don't know how you get it. Don't tweet me. I don't know. But on the way there, I'm on the subway, and I start to feel like this weird feeling that I left my gas stove on. Because I'd made a turkey burger and just left the house. And I said, did I leave the stove on? So I started feeling like I left my stove on. But really, like, wait a minute, did I? So I text the owner of my apartment, is a Ukrainian woman. Her nephew is a skinhead. He's like a Nazi. We don't know, but he's like a bald, white guy, Nazi-ish, young sanitation worker. Well, I text him. I'm like, hey, can you check my apartment to see if I left the stove on? He texts me back. He's like, we're not home. You better not have. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, what do I do? So I jump in a cab, and I got to go back to Queens now, so I'm going to be late. My call time for the shooting is 7.
How far were you at that point?
I just get off. I get on the subway at 6 o'clock. So at now 6:35, I get out at West 4th Street.
Right.
And
in Manhattan?
In Manhattan. Yeah, so I'm almost to the shoot to the bitter end in the West Village. So I then get back in the cab. Now I'm embarrassed. So I text Rebecca and Christine Evans. I go, my apartment's on fire. I have to go back. So I make that up. You know what I mean? I feel horrible about it, but I said, listen, my apartment's on fire. I don't know what to tell you. I'll be there. I got to fucking, because I'm embarrassed to say, now I'm thinking maybe it is on fire. Maybe I left it and the fucking thing's on fire. So I go back and It's fine, of course. I didn't leave it on. I'm an idiot. But then I take a cab back, so it's fucking, I'm burning money. But then I get back and like I get into the trailer and I'm in hair and makeup. I'm like Bennington, everyone's coming up to me. They're like, "Is everything okay?" I felt like such a piece of shit. I'm like, I didn't want you to tell everyone. So every fucking person at that shoot's like, "Hey man, I had a fire a long time." I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, "Yeah man, everything's fine, thank you." But Bennington told me a great story, and this just illustrates comedy. And he fucking murdered the other night. He's one of the funniest guys.
He's a goddamn genius.
So fucking funny, man. But the funniest thing in the world, so he's sitting in the trailer, they're all in hair and makeup, and somebody goes, "Hey, Tim Dillon's apartment's on fire." And then somebody turns around and goes, "Can we get Joe List?" Comedy. They're like, "Can we get Joe List for the 8 o'clock?" Bennington's like, "Wait a minute, what about Tim? Is he, okay?" So the moral of the story is I did think there was a possibility that it was on fire, so it wasn't a lie. Go.
You're out of control.
What is that? What do you mean?
I mean, so what if you left your gas stove on? It's not going to, like, burn your house down.
Why not?
Why would it?
We got papers in the house. You've seen the way I live.
Yeah, look, it's a goddamn sty. It looks
a
like
crack house.
Looks like you were raided by the DEA.
It's a crack house with no crack.
It looks like the cops flip your house looking for drugs.
I live with a Russian guy who is I don't know what his deal is, but it ain't great in terms of
I mean, look,
the decor.
What is your roommate walking around with a flint and a rock trying to fucking make sparks? I mean, something's got to ignite the gas stuff. I'm not saying it's ideal, but it's fine.
I wish I'd talked to you earlier. I wouldn't have gone back. But here's what was the beauty of it. I didn't worry at all about the taping, and I was kind of in my own head about it. Right. So I just kind of had this adrenaline rush about, like, maybe I fucking burned it, and then I finally got there, and I went up like 15 minutes after I got there. That's how I wish every taping was. Every taping, like you show up and then 10 minutes later you're on a stage.
Right.
Every taping is like it's a multi-hour event where they're like, "Hey, hang out in this little room for a while. Think about all the ways this could go bad and wrong. And then we're going to move you into hair and then makeup and then put you back in that room. Think more on that."
Or sometimes you're just in someone's kittion.
Yeah.
Pilfering their Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, sometimes you're just fucking, that was Ray's referring a past episode where I was very lucky to do a project for some rich kids in Brooklyn Heights. Very, very interesting.
Fiddle with their almond butter.
Yeah, fiddle with their almond butter, which does sound like one of those sex codes in the John Podesta emails. A lot of people think some of John Podesta's emails have code language for a sex slave ring, and that would have been something.
I'll take 2 stalks of celery, very ripe.
Hey, you think I have better luck of fiddling their almond butter if, I mean, just listen.
Are these pancakes going to resist? I really don't like that. I like it when they do what they're told.
Listen, so just to kind of, if you don't know what we're talking about, these Podesta emails are kind of weird. John Podesta, a weird guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's the guy that was invited to the Spirit Cooking Semen Blood Dinner by performance artist Marina Abramovic. You didn't know that? You know that. You stop it.
No, I didn't know about this.
Stop it. You know this fucking spirit cooking is trending on Twitter. Spirit cooking is an Aleister Crowley ritual in the religion of Thelema where you mix titty milk and menstrual blood and semen and then paint on the wall with it something. I don't know. Probably, I don't know. I'm with her or whatever. But it's some type of, and she had emailed the Podesta brother. These are 2 of the most powerful lobbyists in the world, in terms of.
Podesta brothers?
Yeah, I mean, they're.
Well, wasn't he head of the CIA?
I don't know if he was head of the CIA, but I know that he's responsible for Obama's second term. They said, like, more than anyone else. Okay, yeah. He's behind Hillary. He's behind Obama. He's one of the guys.
Right.
We talk about James Baker and all these people. I mean, Podesta is a guy that is in the, we like to use the term shadow government, but certainly in the firmament, the unchanging Washington culture.
Right.
But so you read these emails, and some people like emailing him things like, "Walnut sauce for the pasta? Really?" And people are, so then there's this weird pedophile kid code where I said to myself, we're not going to talk about fucking kids this episode. And it's just, should we just brand this at this point with like just 2 little kids like running away? But so you read this fucking thing, and we had Nick Brun on last week. We can't ask him. So I emailed him. I said, "What do you think about this?" He goes, "Hard to know." I swear to God. It's like, fuck you.
It's it's hard to really look at the situation.
Yeah. I'm like, did they turn you, Bryant? Did they co-opt you? Are you an asset? So these weird things where some guy says to Nick and to John Podesta in the email, "I'm dreaming of your hot dog stand in Hawaii," which people think hot dog means young kid or male. People think walnut means an ethnic child.
Yeah.
Pasta means a girl, maybe, I don't know, or cheese means a girl. And then one lady said to Podesta, she's like, "Will I have better luck playing dominoes on pasta or cheese?" And then some people are like, "That's domination, and is it a girl or a boy child?" It is sickening stuff.
Right.
You'd hope it isn't true. We don't know.
All you can do is hope, because it probably is.
Do you really think that's what it is?
Is he all right?
Yeah.
This powerful broker of Washington D.C. He's not some crackpot in the street. What? Like, this makes no
it's a code.
Of
It is
course
a code.
It's a code.
But does it have to be child fucking? Like, does it have to immediately be? Can it be campaign slush funds?
Yeah, I guess we could.
Does it have to be?
This is Townhouse all over again. I guess.
I mean, some of the emails are weird. Listen, I fucked that onion and then killed it. What does he mean by that? Well, he's a gourmand.
I didn't mean to. He's just so small.
Yeah, but he. They were talking about the dissolving the kids' bodies in tubs of lye.
Who was? Why am I laughing?
Alex Jones.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching Alex Jones for the last week every day. And Alex Jones has some amazing... Did you see the clip I sent you where he goes like this? Alex Jones goes like this. "This is very traumatic stuff because it's not only raping the kids, it's killing them." And then he turns around and he goes like this. "All right, bring that up to the monitor. Let's see what the map looks like." It's like, it's so...
And then it cuts to, "Hey, do you have some silver halide?"
Shannon, is there a way we can put the air on, honey? Because it is... Are you hot, Ray?
I'm fine.
I'm dying. Are you hot, Shannon? No one's hot.
I love that he talks about all these children are getting killed, murdered, and fucked to death. And then it's like, hey, it cuts the commercial. Hey, you take your silver inhaler.
Biotin is the best energy product on the market. But, so, you don't know. Those Podesta emails, nobody asked him. Like, he went on those TV shows. Nobody was like, "John, can you just ask, what does a hot dog stand in Hawaii mean?"
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Do you think, why hasn't Baker, look, we've heard stories about certain people fucking kids, like politicians, powerful people. I don't want to say George Bush. We've heard stories, right?
Yeah, but I don't think we heard a story that he was doing anything. He was at a party.
Didn't what's his name say it? Okay.
He was at a party.
All right. Point is, Baker's in that world
but
too.
But there is some yeah.
Point, Baker's connected. You don't see Baker at all. Like, I'm saying, do you think Podesta's sloppier about this? Do you think it's...
What's interesting, nobody's releasing those emails. Like, they're releasing Podesta emails. They're not releasing... You telling me Baker doesn't send an email?
He's got a guy that does that for him.
Probably.
I think he's a little more careful. I think he's a little more...
Yeah, those guys are old school.
Yeah.
Hey, Julian Assange.
He writes it in a Mont Blanc pen with a fucking, parchment paper.
Yeah, no.
Hands it to some fucking...
he sends a raven.
Yeah.
Assange is under, they said cyber attack. WikiLeaks is under cyber attack.
What, again?
Right now, today.
Wow.
Shannon, it's our election update. It is 7:14. If you're listening live on Gas Digital, that's okay. What, did you shut the audio off?
I was trying to turn mine on. I shut yours off. I'm sorry.
Who gives a shit, Let's see what do we got results wise, Shannon? What's coming in for us?
So far, Indiana and Kentucky, Trump has won, and Clinton has won Vermont. So Trump has 19 electoral votes, and Clinton has 3.
Well, that's pretty.
Election's over. Give it to me, Trump. Give it to me good. This is exciting.
Shannon, what does this say? What does this mean?
I don't know how important those 3 states are.
I don't think they're important. I think
wait, Chen, you're trying to tell me that Kentucky means nothing?
Yeah, you tell me that Kentucky's not a great state? I don't know. I think Vermont was pretty solidly in the Clinton camp.
Yeah, I don't think they were leeching over. I think, look, this is going to be closer than a lot of people want to admit.
I've always said that.
Yeah. From the beginning.
I will make a very funny video when she wins, or if she wins, when she wins, whatever. I will make a very funny video about how I'm going to be like, I love Hillary and Satan, and I think it'll be funny. And I'm going to do something with blood where I'm like, spirit cooking.
Yeah,
I think it'll be good.
It'll be good.
It'll be a good bit.
I think from the beginning, what's interesting is these same people who were like, "Oh, fuck Trump, we can't have him," were smugly saying before the primaries even, "Oh, he'll never win. He's got no chance."
No, he's got a chance.
He's got a chance.
Let me tell you right now, he's got a big chance.
They thought he had no chance to win the primary.
It's funny though because you watch the Infowars Alex Jones folks. They really do believe that Trump is he's like going to save the republic.
I mean, that's really dumb.
They really believe like that. Their whole thing is like, Alex Jones like, he's a good man. He's not perfect, but he's going to save the republic. He's not trying to fuck the country. He's not trying to get the country. I have information that Hillary Clinton is an agent of China. She's an agent of China. And I'm like trying to watch this. And I'm like, this is entertaining. It is the opposite of a lot of the guys we have on that are like, well, we don't know.
Right.
You know?
Why can't we get someone in the middle? Why can't we get someone who has a little bit of showmanship but isn't completely shot?
Because it's so easy to get co-opted. Like, I'll be co-opted. Like, right. I'm going to be in L.A. hopefully one day in a big house going, stop it!
And I'm going to be with Russ Baker.
I don't know where you're going to be.
Making our own fucking hand-printed flyers.
You're going to be in Russ Baker. You'll be handing out flyers in Union Square.
Yeah.
No, here's why you won't do that. You will lose faith in the people you're trying to educate.
Oh yeah,
immediately.
Yeah.
You're too smart. How many flyers do you have to hand out to these fucking morons that we grew up with before you go? No, you deserve to be fucking like steamrolled.
That is a great point.
That is the point. It is the point.
What is the alternative, Trump?
Yeah. What?
This is my choice. Like I don't know.
These dumb yahoos from Long Island. Barack Obama's a dirtbag. He's a lowlight. Like, these people are so...
Someone posted, like, a Trump rally. He mentioned her name. Someone's like, assassinate that bitch. It's just fucking bonkers.
It's just out of control, you know? It is, like, what is the mob rule or popular...
Do you remember... What was it, 6 months ago now, when he's talking about Ben Carson hitting his mother with a hammer?
Let me tell you right now, I've never this podcast is, if it's anything, it is he tries to illustrate the conversation that me and Ray Kump had in a car going back to Long Island after open mics and bar shows in New York City. That's what the idea for the podcast was. That's a little behind the scenes. But where would we eat frequently? It was usually, a lot of it was Taco Bell.
Oh, Taco Bell.
Sometimes you get 24-hour bagel.
We go that shithole bagel place.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
McDonald's. You would yell at them. We'd roll up and like ask him if the mozzarella sticks are fresh. I'm like, what? And he was leaning over me. Are the mozzarella sticks fresh? And they wouldn't know how to answer. Like, what do you mean fresh?
I
go, when did you make them? And they would say, do you have ice cream? No, we don't have ice cream.
I always was so mad that they cleaned the machine and they're lying.
Yeah, well, it's 4 a.m. I mean, maybe
the bagel place we used to go to had seats inside that were fine, and nobody was cleaning it or anything. And they used to look at us and go, "We're closed inside. Yeah. You have to sit on the street." I'd be like,
"It was like
what?
Winter.
Yeah, it was freezing.
Yeah.
It's February." But I remember that me and Ray used to drive back, and I mean, one of the funniest things ever was the night that Trump kind of first was in. I think maybe it was last summer when
right, and the rally where they
have this poor black guy who lost his son. He gets up and he goes, "An illegal immigrant killed my son. I thought a black guy did it." Trump's like nodding, and
I thought a black guy did it.
And me and Ray are just chain smoking Marlboros, and Ray's like, "This is a goddamn circus." It's and we were laughing so hard we're listening to Trump, and it's just so funny and so surreal. And now it's the day that he might win, and there is a little bit of like, it's a little like.
I mean, at the end of the day, not much is going to change.
Not much. Listen,
and
we
that's
know
only
that.
because
we know that.
Look, it's a weird spot to be in when you try. Because I'm not defending Trump. I have no interest in him. I'm not supporting him. But it's a weird thing to try even mitigate. We go, look, I know the guy said some horrible, racist, demagoguery. We're going to export people. We're going to build a wall, and like explain to them like, but he doesn't mean it. It doesn't do much. I mean, I think he's such a cynical person that he's saying these things that he knows will get attention. And like, is that better or worse? I guess it's a little bit
better.
However,
how his ability to govern, to build coalitions, to get anything done, to deal with,
he might be surprisingly good at it. Who knows?
He might be great at it.
What this whole idea of like, you don't know how to govern?
No, yeah. Listen,
who was good? Name one person who was good at governing.
Clinton.
Clinton, but like,
really good.
So he was good. I'm saying
Reagan.
Reagan was very dysfunctional. I mean,
it was dysfunctional, but I think there was there was an idea, and back then people weren't. It wasn't as vitriolic as it is now, where
Right.
Republicans and Democrats are sworn blood enemies.
Sure.
You know, like, but you had that thing with Reagan and Tip O'Neill having a drink after fucking a day of debating, and Clinton compromised heavily on his agenda, but he
Reagan
got
had a
some things done.
landslide win. Well, no, Reagan probably. You have to give it to Reagan because he had a Democratic Congress.
Yeah, no. That's why I'm giving it to
Yeah,
Reagan.
yeah.
I mean, Reagan and Tip O'Neill. I mean, this was a famous kind of.
Yeah.
People look at that and go, "That's like an example of civility in politics,
Right.
That doesn't exist today."
Sure.
Because basically, what they said is, "You think taxes should be lower? I think taxes should be higher." But we like fucking kids. We like going and doing blood ritual. We're not gonna compromise. We gotta arm these fuckers. We
What
gotta.
happened to them where they stopped? Are they going to separate kid fuck parties now?
No, it's got to be one party.
I don't know. Maybe it's like, hey, Bill didn't. He slighted me. He didn't
What-
invite me.
Yeah.
He had that nice 13-year-old. He didn't invite me over. I'm a
He
little
had
upset.
that pasta. He had that nice pasta, and he wasn't sharing it. You share that pasta. Shannon, can you give us an update on the election, please?
Okay, so there's no more states that anybody has won necessarily, but they're leading in some states.
Okay.
So Trump is leading in Georgia and New Hampshire.
Woo.
And Clinton is leading in Virginia and Florida. And then as far as the popular vote right now, Donald Trump has 55%, Hillary Clinton has 41%, and Gary Johnson has 3%.
3% ain't nothing to sneeze at.
But who is voting for Gary?
I mean, I would vote for Gary Johnson.
Gary Johnson has less of an idea. I mean, Gary Johnson is quite frankly criminal in terms of what he doesn't know.
They have guys who'll tell you what Aleppo
I
is.
know, but he doesn't. He couldn't name a foreign leader.
Really?
He couldn't name one foreign leader.
Robert Thatcher? I mean, that's
Can
the
you
current-
bring up the clip of Gary Johnson? Just Google Gary Johnson, foreign leader. We should do this before the show. That way Shannon can have it ready. But I was taking a nap, and God only knows what Ray was doing. You probably don't even want to know. Here we go. This is great. This is one of my favorite clips of the whole election. Because this is why people go, why is there no third party? Here's why there's no third party.
Johnson, Bill, we got a bunch of people, 3 people definitely lined up, but I got us a little lightning around here. This is where we have fun and maybe make some news. Who's your favorite foreign leader?
Who's my favorite?
Just name anywhere in the country, anywhere in the continents in the country.
it's
Name
snowball,
one
this
foreign leader
motherfucker.
that you respect and look up to. Anybody?
I want Shimon Peres.
No, okay, I'm talking about living. Go ahead. You got to do this. Anywhere, any continent. Canada, Mexico, Europe, over there, Asia, South America, Africa. Name a foreign leader that you respect.
I guess I'm having an Aleppo moment in the former president
But I'm
of
giving you the
Mexico.
whole world.
I know.
Anybody in the world you like.
And this is
Anybody.
unacceptable.
Pick any leader.
The former president
No.
of Mexico.
He
Which
said the
one?
former president of Mexico.
I'm having a brain.
Well, name anybody.
Zedillo.
Okay, who's your favorite foreign leader? Get him off the hook. Name a foreign leader you respect.
He was terrific.
What did he do to Chris Matthews? This is in broadcasting. This
Okay,
is
fine.
pretty.
That's not a gotcha question. Name one foreign leader is not a gotcha question.
It shouldn't be a gotcha question, but the way he was doing it, that's what he was doing.
But this is where Nick Bryant does have a point where it's like, how are any of this happening? Like,
Yeah.
how are these people? Like, how is this happening? Like, who's got photos of who?
Right.
That we literally have this guy running who can't name a leader.
You're telling me that like 85% of the people, like all the people that were like, they were all fucking kids. They all had black male phone. Like, what? You know what I'm saying here? Like, I get that you get one guy out of the picture, get one guy out of the picture.
I don't think it's all fucking kids. I think you blackmail and control people different ways.
What I'm saying is, everyone's tainted. It's just like you
I think
it's
everyone
that-
is kind of tainted, some way.
Yeah.
Some way or some form, everybody's kind of tainted. You know, you look at something online, you fucking somebody other than your wife, you took fucking some money when you ran that business. Somebody goes to you, hey, remember when you were running that business? You know, tax fraud, it'll get you out of the Congress.
What do you think? Do you think the first wave, like you're putting it out there, hey, I might run this year, and your majority
I don't
whip,
thi- I-
your whip,
yeah.
after your whip brings you in and goes, hey, it's not your year this year, like something like that.
I don't know what in terms of what the mechanism is. I don't necessarily know, but I mean, I do know that I think once you get more powerful in the Congress, I think if you're a fucking one term, whatever, who cares?
Right.
But as you get powerful, if you're a lifer,
Right.
and a lot of these guys are, if you are a lifer and you've been there for a very long time, the idea that some control system isn't running you is, I think, maybe naive on some level. I don't know. But I can't. I don't think it's everyone.
Right.
I don't think everybody's. But I do think there's far more people that are tainted than you would imagine. Even with stupid shit, campaign finance laws,
Right.
where you just lose your job. You know, maybe it's not even a criminal case. You'll just lose. You'll have to resign, kind of in disgrace. You know?
Sure.
I mean, but it is weird when you see the people that are kind of we're going to go right now to our election correspondent, Shannon. Shannon, please update us on the election from Staten Island, New York.
Okay. No, not much has changed. I can tell you the current popular vote: 53% Donald Trump, 44%.
Now, what
Hillary.
is the Staten Island people? What are they doing today?
Probably Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Trump people.
Too bad. It'd be nice if we could annex Staten Island into its own state, and then they could actually matter. Like Staten Island is like Long Island.
Let me tell you why I love Staten Island, and I've always loved it. First of all, I had a hellish job in Staten Island. I worked at a place called Reliable Office Systems. When I had first moved to New York, my unemployment ran out. I had to get a job. I got a job telemarketing, selling copiers over the phone. It was at the ass end of Staten Island. If you know anything about Staten Island, this office was in Tottenville. Tottenville is like right at the end of Staten Island by the Bayonne Bridge going to Jersey. It's fucking the ass end of it. So this is my commute every fucking day. Wake up in Hell's Kitchen. I was living on 45th Street between 8th and 9th Avenue. You wake up. I should have taken the bus. Somebody told me there was a fucking express bus, but I never fucking did the
To
right.
Staten Island?
Yeah, Shannon, there's an express bus, right?
Yeah, that's how I get here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have taken the same one that you because I'm one stop before that area.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I did instead is I would take the fucking R train to Whitehall or the one, whatever went down there, South Ferry, whatever it is. So I would take the train. That would be, so I get up at like 6. Get on the train, hopefully by 6:20, 6:30. Get down to the ferry by 7:10, 7:15. Hopefully hop on a ferry. Get off the ferry. Wait for I think it's the S76 bus or some S74 something. Wait for the bus. The bus would come sometimes. Sometimes the bus would be like, fuck you, just be late. They don't care. Staten Island, the majority of people, like Long Island, have cars.
Right.
I'd get on the bus. The bus would be an hour and 20 minutes.
What?
And the bus to Tottenville
I
would
think
be an
you-
hour
I
and
know-
20 minutes. Hour 30
Shannon,
minutes.
if you're driving from one end to the other, Staten Island, how long is it?
That would be like quick, depending on traffic. Like it could be 20 minutes.
Jesus, an hour and 20 minutes.
Well, because you're winding around and you're dropping everybody off.
To get here from my house, if someone drove me a half an hour, when I take the buses, it takes me 2 hours.
It takes. Oh, the bus takes 2 hours.
Yeah, but I have to take 2 buses. But yeah, it takes me 2 hours to get here.
Well, I thought there was an express bus.
That's what the express
That's
bus.
express.
Wow.
What's not express is you take. So my commute involved a train to a boat to a bus, and I'd go to Reliable Office Systems and fucking I would do work, and I'd work from like 9:30 to 4, 3 to 4, and then the whole thing would happen again, and I'd get home about 6:30, do open mics. You know.
Right.
So it's very hard for me to like when people are like, I don't know, it's hard. Comedy's hard. It's like I fucking did, whatever. Not and listen, people had it a lot worse than me. I'm not saying that but that was hellish. And I did it for like 4 months, and they moved me into the Manhattan office for a few months before I got a tour guide job. But so I had a hellish time in Staten Island.
Right. I shot a wedding there once.
Yeah.
Real monsters.
Yeah.
One was she was a cop, and he was some sort of he hauled things of his body. He was
What?
He was a guy who picked things up and put them in place. You know,
A laborer?
Yeah, I was a laborer, but he was a real lug. Is my point.
Okay.
You know.
And so
They were just monsters. They were just like
where was it?
Staten Island.
Abundances.
Yeah, on the water, one of these Italian places.
So long before this, I used to sell mortgages in Staten Island. Okay, and I fucking I remember one day I pulled over. I was right by Goodfellas Pizza, which is on Highland Boulevard somewhere. I forget. They have great pork stores over there.
Yeah.
They do have good food. I like Angelina's, which is nice. I pulled over and I'm in my Oldsmobile 88. Maybe I was in a Galant. I don't know.
Galant.
Like a shitty boxy Galant that I bashed. I smashed that Galant up with my secretary in it, and she almost went through the window.
What's she doing in there?
We were going to buy. What are we doing? We're going to get cash to go buy Vicodin.
She was in on that with you?
What?
She was in on that with you?
Oh yeah, the secretary, Lisa. She's secretary at the firm.
Was she helping you get it, or she was just on for the ride? She
was along for the ride. We like to do the Vikes.
Yeah.
We like to do the Vikes. She's a big fatty.
Like the Perks?
Big fatty. And we used to get the Perkies and the Vikes.
What's the difference between the Perks
and
and the
order a
Vikes?
nice lunch. I don't know. I think Percocet has something in it that's Vicodin is aspirin and oxycodone, and Percocet has something. I don't know.
I mean, but like as far as
Percocet's
you,
a little stronger.
As far as you like, you're a guy, take them all the time.
I think Perk's a little stronger.
Okay, there's no different feeling really, like besides the strength?
Not really.
Okay.
Not to me. I mean, opium's opium. You know, oxys are the most intense feeling where you take one and you're like, ooh, morphine. I took morphine once and you feel like you're fucking.
You take Dilaudid?
No.
They think of that when you have like appendicitis or something.
What? Take what?
Dilaudid.
Dilaudid?
Yeah.
This sounds like a Staten Island fucking
if you look up
family
Dilaudid
firm. Call Dilaudid if you got an issue.
I used to work at the morgue. We in the midst. I think they still are on Long Island. Of a pretty bad heroin resurgence.
Yeah,
a lot of people ODing. You get a lot of guys with track marks. They would have also fentanyl patches.
Oh yeah, the Russians will take the fentanyl, freeze the patch, cut it up, and then sell them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've heard. I've known people
chew on. My friend Bud.
Yeah.
Who I think we've mentioned on the show would chew fentanyl patches.
Yeah, I know people who do that.
He had a fentanyl patch on his back.
You wad it up and you put it in your like skull.
But this is why I love Staten Island. Whatever car I was in, I pulled over on Highland Boulevard and I was just doing lines. And then some lady, scared me after death. She goes, "Hey, hey you!" And I turned around and she goes, "Party on, motherfucker!" And I said, "These are good people.
Yeah,
these are good people. They are a fun bunch."
You snort them a lot.
I was sniffing coke then.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't ever sniff Vicodin or Percocet.
Is it dangerous?
I don't know. I just always took them.
Yeah,
I always took them. But I mean, Staten Island. Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. You know, but
yeah, I mean, we should go on. We should have a what do you call it? A remote show there. We should do one. Staten Island.
I did some shows in Staten Island. You know, there are some people that have shows in Staten Island.
No, I mean like a radio show. We should bring the show over there.
Should bring the show over there
on the ferry. We'll do it back and forth on the ferry.
Live from DeFazios, Tim Dillon and Ray Compass, Staten Island. Hey, how you doing?
My mom was telling me about some girl. I
had a friend whose girlfriend worked on Mob Wives, the show on Staten Island.
Oh yeah,
and she was one, I guess, the production assistants, and like they would just get these girls drunk, get them hammered, and they'd be like, "You know what fucking Graziella said about you? She said you were like a whore. You're that fucking bitch." Like it took nothing.
Yeah,
took nothing. Literally, they would just be like, "Hey, you know that Drita's been real vocal about you. She's got your name in her mouth. She got my name in her mouth. I told that bitch never have my name in her mouth." And then they just go throw calamari at each other, and it's fucking great. I thought it was a great show. It was a fun show.
Never watched it.
I think it was pretty accurate. I loved Mob Wives. Did you watch Mob Wives, Shannon? I was a fan.
Yeah, I loved it.
I thought it was a great show.
And they were usually.
It got boring after a while, but I think it was good. But keep going, yeah.
No, it was entertaining.
It was very entertaining.
In the way that, like, it's fun to make fun of people whose lives are kind of worse than your own.
Yeah, I always felt that everyone says that about shows, and I always feel like those people's lives are better than mine. Like, everybody's like, yeah, it's fun to make fun of those people's lives worse than your own. I'm like, what?
I was busy watching The West Wing and Charlie Rose.
Right. I watched The West Wing in the 90s when you were supposed to, when it was on television.
I rewatched it. I like it a lot.
We're going to go live right now to our election correspondent Shannon.
How often do you think they update these results?
Well, that's what's funny about it.
I have an update.
Oh, she does have an update.
So Trump has now also won West Virginia.
Ooh.
Well, that's a shock.
and he's leading in South Carolina.
This is a real game changer.
Yeah.
South
Shannon,
Carolina.
do you mind getting me a bottle of water? Thank you so much. I love you. I'm sorry.
You can drink out of my water bottle if you want. Would you like some of this water?
No. Dan St. Germain just texted me. You'll have a decent audience, but by the time you get any traction, the bottom will fall out. We both know neither party can stop that. Thank you. He's a great...
He's a comedian. You can see him in L.A. somewhere.
Yeah.
Check him out.
In a diner. No, Dan's great. We're a big fan. Thank you, Shannon. I mean, we're going to be, right after this, if you're listening live, we'll be on the public access Chris Gethard special. Do you know where this is, how we get there, and what we're supposed to do?
I assumed you knew.
I know nothing. I imagine it's on an email.
We'll take a cab. I know wherever we get to, Justin's going to meet up with us and escort us into the studio at the proper time.
Who the hell's Justin?
The kid that you were yelling at in the video. He works for him now.
He's great.
Yeah.
You know, at this point in the show, folks, I wish we had more information on the election. We don't.
No one does. It's 7:40 or whatever.
Yeah, it really is a weird time to... Let's go predictions.
Yeah.
Predictions.
Like state by state?
State-by-state predictions.
I got to think. Texas, I think, goes Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colorado. You know, Hillary's anti-weed. They like weed. I'd say Colorado might go Trump.
I think Colorado's going to go Trump. I think it's kind of a red state. I mean, I think he's flipping.
It's a little like libertarian-esque kind of.
I say Ohio goes Trump. I say Florida goes Clinton.
Ohio's going to be tight, but probably Trump, but tight.
I think Trump, and then I think Clinton. If she wins Florida, what does she need to win?
And she's going to have like the East and West Coast wired down pretty hard, except for the Carolinas apparently, and some of these states. But I mean, what are the big ones? Montana? No.
What are we watching? Montana's the big one. There's 7 people who live there. Is that it? Is that it?
I think Washington goes.
Remember when Ray was talking about one of the debates? He's like, "Oh, who they get there? Chester?" I'm like, Lester Holt. I forget what you said. It wasn't Chester. Some name you threw out was completely insane. We got here's the map.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, so Nebraska, I think, goes Trump. Kansas goes Trump. Iowa goes Clinton. Wisconsin goes Clinton. Minnesota goes Trump. North Dakota goes Trump, and South Dakota goes Clinton. Montana, Trump. Idaho, Clinton. Washington, Clinton. Oregon, Clinton. Canada, Clinton. Nevada, Trump.
Did you just say Canada, Clinton?
Yes.
Did you just say Canada, Clinton? Did you just say Canada?
I think I meant California.
You are now done. You are now done with your prognosis.
Canada, Clinton. Belgium, Clinton. Norwegian Cruise Lines, Clinton.
Jesus Christ. Canada, Clinton. Your fucking mouth.
Do we have playback ability? Can we see if I said that?
No, we can't. What do you think we are? I don't know what they're expecting us to do on this election. First of all, 9 to 12 is a big chunk.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell we're supposed to be
doing.
doing.
I think at this point, Chris is going to be on the air for 9 hours at that point. I think we're supposed to play heavy cleanup. We're supposed to just take it over the show, really lay into his fans, his followers.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Like literally 10 minutes into the show, we're like, what does carrot mean if it doesn't mean baby dick? What does carrot mean then? I want carrots in my salad. It means you want baby dicks in a pool of toddlers swimming in their own blood.
At this point, people, do you really want to know who won? No one won. Go home.
Thanks to everyone who came out to my bus tour. I did a bus tour where we talked about this. I was pointing out, it was like a comedy show at the New York Comedy Festival. I pointed out people on the street, and it was fun. And I pointed out there was this guy walking with like an 8-year-old kid, and I'm like, that's a father and son or a pedophile, and somebody bought it at a child auction. And half of the bus went for it, and the other half, not so much.
You can't please all the people all the time.
You can't please the people all the time. Hillary Trump.
Folks. First 100 days.
First 100 days.
For Clinton.
What
are we looking at?
Nothing. Here's the other secret. First 100 days for Trump. You know what we're looking at? Nothing. Nothing.
You don't think we get a little tax break either way?
They
come out with. I remember.
Isn't the budget the first thing? They're going to come out with some type of package.
Yeah,
plan.
That's what I'm saying. I remember Bush before 9/11.
My mother's mental institution will get like lollipops.
Yeah.
Hey, or they'll shut it down. Trump will be like, they're fine.
Remember Bush first came in 2000, before the planes hit the towers. Earlier on, November.
Well, they had a good first 100 days. They said, we're going to make this something.
Well, that was not first 100 days.
Not first 100 days, but you know what I mean.
No, I got you. But I'm saying they came out and they basically had like a chalkboard or whatever, and they talked about the tax code, and you felt nothing, but still there was something going. Like, what is the plan here for Clinton?
I don't know. I think the more interesting thing is Trump. The plan for Clinton is going to be 4 very boring years of minuscule changes. It will be very, careful and cautious political maneuvering. It's all going to be about getting reelected. They'll do something ceremonial about the criminal. They'll do some criminal justice reform thing, hopefully, because it's a fucking nightmare, the criminal justice system in this country.
All right. So earlier this year, Melvin Garlick, nominee for the Supreme Court,
I thought you meant the Long Island comedian Mel Garlick.
Oh no. Maybe it's Gaelic. Maybe it's not Garlic. Can we look it up, Shannon?
I think it might be Garlic. I thought you meant Long Island comedian.
Could be the same guy. I'm not sure.
Or I thought you meant popular Long Island comedian Struggle. White, middle-aged man whose comedian name is Struggle.
Well, that's apropos.
Yeah.
But
Coming to the stage. Give it up for Struggle. Jesus Christ.
So his nomination was upheld. And there's been some questions about, because basically, it shouldn't be decided by an election year. So do you think, now, there's been some speculation that maybe it's not the right move because if Clinton gets into office, they're going to nominate someone even more to the left. Do you think they try to put in Garlic or Gaelic, or whatever his damn name is? What are we looking at here? Jesus Christ. Struggle on this one? Is he on this? Struggle on that flyer?
This is what happens with comedians in Long Island. They, instead of becoming comedians, they become like these producers. They all think they're going to like have a live nation. So we're just looking at the picture of one of these guys, and it goes, now booking your holiday party includes full-service comedy show with MC.
What's a full-service comedy?
I'm going to tell you. I'm glad you asked.
Hand jobs?
I'm glad you asked. With MC, feature act, and some of the top headliners in the country. I beg to differ.
We're going to suck you off. We should give you a reason.
Full service comedy show. We got an eggplant rollatini. We're going to bring in somebody to do the Asian voice, talk about the Jews. And then,
These aren't even. I don't even want to get into it. We talk about this a lot, but if you have to see one of these pasta shows one day. Where these
you have to do it.
They're in the back, and not even a good Italian restaurant. Some shit Long Island Italian restaurant that's empty, way too big. It's like a catering.
What? You can see my screen. Well, all right. Well, I mean that's a good point. You just know exactly what I'm doing. But. Here's thank you, Shannon, for shooting. I don't think these guys listen to this show. I mean, they're nice. They do book me on stuff. They're not bad people, but it's just funny.
Right.
It's just funny. The fucking Long Island comedy scene is hilarious. You can't not laugh because some of these delusional fucks think they're doing something. They're like, what are you in the city? I didn't know there were so many good comics in the city. One guy said that, this big dumb ape of a meatball. It was like, he's like, I didn't know there was so many good comics in the city. You didn't? You didn't? Where do you think they were, you fucking moron? You fucking Stromboli? This is a guy whose entire act is just bad imitations. His friend had better imitations, and he's got the bad imitations. But, I mean, Long Island's just a nightmare.
It's like,
and they're young kids, and
in the summer it's great. But you go in Long Island in the winter, 9 o'clock on a weeknight, for instance, when you go to these open mics out there, these shows, and it's just like the wind picking up nothing but like a little bit of garbage. There's a chill in the air. There's something about Long Island in the winter. It's just dead.
It's a nightmare.
There's an emptiness to the air. Everyone's just.
That's why you put a needle of gold in your veins. Yeah, it's no good. Long Island comes alive in the spring and the summer, a little bit in the fall, the apples and all the bullshit. But as soon as New Year's is over,
it gets dark.
January, February, March is time to really pack it in.
A little Valium, a little fucking.
That's when, like, if you had a perfect life, this is what I think a perfect life is. New York City, from May to December. L.A. or California, from January to May. Perfect life. Perfect life.
You want me in the summer in the hot summer garbage heat?
What?
The city in the hot garbage heat?
Well, you in Long Island, whatever.
Are you assuming Hampton's in the middle there?
I mean, you don't need to be in the Hamptons. You could be somewhere else at the beach.
All right,
it'd be nice to be in the Hamptons.
Okay.
I mean, the idea that you could just get the fuck out of here in January, go live in L.A.
That'd be nice.
The fucking nice. You know what I mean?
Florida.
As soon as it's fucking. My problem with Florida is the big career. I can't be in Florida.
Right.
I can't live in fuck Tampa, and do fucking comedy the way I want to do it.
But Miami.
No. To live in L.A. or New York.
Don't they have a good comedy scene in Miami?
Shut up, you fat slob. No, they don't. You know that. I don't know. No, I do want to get the fuck out of here. We will go right now to our special election correspondent. She is on scene live from one of the really contentious counties in Florida. Hi, Shannon. Thank you for joining us.
Hi. So I'm going to share with you the screen again, just so you can kind of take a peek, because there's no more hard results yet, but but Trump is in the lead in all the pink states.
It looks
Are
like
the pink states the gay states? What are the pink states?
The ones that Trump is in
red
the lead.
states.
Let's really ruin this Gethard thing. I'm kidding. Let's really ruin this public access special as much as we can, you know? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking.
Look, a lot of shit's unconfirmed, but why is I'm not dumb here. I get that like these are probably the states he was gonna win.
Yeah.
Why is there a coincidence that they're all the early ones? Because it seems like
I don't know. People there don't have much to do, probably, so they're probably just voting early. Whereas it's
Shannon,
like,
wasn't Clinton leading in Florida before?
No, it was Trump.
Oh, he was always ahead in Florida?
Yep.
Okay.
dude, he could be the president.
This could happen.
This is not. This is we're.
You
know.
made a great point a while ago that it was like the 2004 Bush re-election,
Yeah.
where all the exit polls were wrong because no one wants to admit they're voting for this fucker, but they're voting for this fucker.
Yeah, I think. Listen, here's the exit polls that I thought were interesting. Some people left going, they wanted a strong leader.
Right. A strong Reichsmaster.
They want. People are like, well, we don't know if this looks good for Hillary, but 70% of people leaving the polls said they wanted a dictator. They really wanted a dictator.
Do you think he's killed if he wins? And if-
No, heavily co-opted.
Was they? But it's a good point you make there because I
Yeah,
think
co-opted immediately.
no, but they try to co-opt him. They tried to co-opt Kennedy. I think it's part of the problem. And Kennedy wouldn't play
Yeah,
ball.
right.
So I mean, I guess you always have that opportunity to be
You
co-opted.
always have that out.
Yeah.
You always have that out.
Do you think Do you think Trump's smart enough to know that these fuckers aren't fucking around? That when they come to co-opt him, whatever it is,
I don't know.
he's very obstinate. And he's very egotistical. He's gonna have the button, which I think people get a little ballsy when they have the button and they forget about the other methods that they can be taken out.
It's hard to say whether, but I do think, and it's also, there's this idea that he needs to be co-opted. Does he? Does he even care? Once he gets in there, what's he really going to do? You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I
don't think he's going to do anything that revolutionary.
Co-opted just means he goes along with it. It could be for a
Right.
fucking pack of bubble gum. Who knows?
Right,
Yeah.
right. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do, but I still don't see him winning.
No, it's not the.
I see the early results maybe favoring Republicans. I can't tell you why, but
Right.
I don't see.
No, all the conventional wisdom says he's not going to win.
I mean, you're looking at here's what him winning means across the board. The media and every poll and every fucking pundit should not have a job. They've all been wrong about everything.
Right? Weren't they wrong about Bush in 04?
I think everyone thought that was going to be a close race, and
Right.
then I think the exit polls were kind of they were wrong about the exit polls
How
too.
close was that going? Because right now we're about at ballpark about 5
I mean,
points
because the
difference.
media has been telling us Hillary landslide. They've been
No,
beating
that was
into our
before.
head.
Yeah, that was before last week.
I know,
But I mean,
yeah.
now it's officially, for the most part, like 5 points. About
Yeah.
4 or 5. What was the tight? What was Bush Kerry going into it?
That was tight as fuck. Oh, Bush Kerry? I don't know.
Like
I'm
going
talking
into
about
the
Bush
day-
Gore.
No, either way, going into that, were they like a point ahead the day of? 2 points ahead the day of?
I don't really know. I remember the election I paid the most attention to was Chester A. Arthur.
Right.
And Shannon, can you Google Chester A. Arthur, please? Do you know anything about Chester A. Arthur?
He was he was pretty close to an anarchist, I think.
What?
Wasn't he assassinated by anarchists? I think he was.
This is if Ray was a president. This is if Ray was a president, Chester A. Arthur. Listen to me. We're getting skull. I'm dipping. What was it, Shannon? Can you read a
Was
little
he
bit?
assassinated, Shannon?
Was he killed, Shannon? We'll try to figure this out. Chester A. Arthur.
I believe he was killed by anarchists.
Yeah, I think he was. I think he was killed by anarchists. Chester A. Arthur.
After just a year.
Talk amongst yourselves if you're listening.
It says he found himself in the executive mansion due to the assassination of his predecessor.
Oh,
Who was his
that?
predecessor?
Cleveland. No.
James Garfield.
Garfield, yeah.
Chester A. Arthur.
He was suffering from poor health. He made only limited effort to secure Republican Party's nomination.
What was wrong with him?
Oh, yeah, like pneumonia.
This is if Ray was a president. He's in there for 6 months. Somebody gets capped, and he's like, "Wonderful, what? I'm not going anywhere." Sir, you're now the president. Get off me! I'm sick. Sir, you have to start taking this seriously. I'm fucking sick. Stop eating skull. Don't tell me how to live. Don't tell me how to live. This is the Ray Kump presidency. Chester A. Arthur.
I think I'd be a good president.
Can someone get Vice President Kump?
Am I eligible?
What?
Hello, sir. It's the director of the NSA.
What do you mean? It's 2 a.m.
The president has been assassinated.
What? What do you mean? Are you fucking around? Are you serious?
You're the acting president now, sir.
I'm going to bed. Call the Speaker of the House. What the fuck's going on?
Why would the NSA be calling me?
Well, I don't know. Who calls the person?
Probably the head, like the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I don't know. Fucking the Supreme Court Justice.
I don't know. I
The
think
NSA. They just call me up. They're like, "Hey, we're listening to your
maybe
phone."
the National Security Advisor calls you up and they're like, you're the president now.
Yeah, but he's not part of the National Security Agency, right?
No, I know, but I figured you'd get a call from somebody in that. I don't know who's calling you at 2 a.m. I don't know.
It's not them, but it's be somebody.
Who would it be? Who alerts the? That's a good question. Who alerts the president if they become the
I
president?
don't think it's anything to Google. We're asking more and more of Shannon as the episode. Can you figure out the bicameral legislation here?
Shannon, can you get a roll call vote up on Proposition 175?
Listen to me. I'm only the president by accident.
Can you be a little more comforting with the people?
I touched the city by mistake. She was dead.
All right, we're going to just focus on reassuring the country more.
Listen to me. I didn't mean to touch her.
No, you're the president now. It has nothing to do with that.
Shut up. I'm a garbage person. I live a garbage life. But I'm not a goddamn pasty.
So who picked me to be vice president?
I don't know. Did you see James Baker listening to this be like, we got a couple of big batses. Big fat batses.
They can come in handy.
Put this burqa on, you faggots. Go in there and start some problems.
What do you mean? Are you sorry for the country?
Go shoot Kennedy. Go stand in front of the book depository.
What do you mean?
We have skull for you.
Oh, you have vanilla skull? I love vanilla skull.
All the vanilla skull you want. Just be standing outside of the book depository at 11:30.
All right. That sounds good. That's fair.
Shannon, what's going on with this election? I mean, really.
Oh, I just found out that basically they find out by television like most of us do. Otherwise, one of their staffers tell them.
What?
Wait a minute. What did you Google who tells?
For those of you just joining us, we just asked Shannon how the president would find out, how the vice president would find out they are now the president if the president's been assassinated.
I'm sorry, that's not what I was looking up.
What were you? What were you looking
I was
up?
looking up how if they got elected, how they'd find out.
Oh,
Sorry.
well,
No.
yeah, that's a little different.
Sorry. I'll give you an update, though.
There's a magic talking cat, and the cat will then call. Yeah, Shannon, what's the update?
Okay, as far as
I hope this episode still resonates in 3 weeks when it's released. Gas Digital Marketing Plan.
So Trump.
Subscribe, Rattlesnake.
So far there's 3% reporting in, and Donald Trump has 50% of popular votes. Hillary has 47%. Gary Johnson 2%. The electoral votes stay the same.
Why does it
Pack
take so
it in.
long? And why can't we vote? Why is there 90-minute lines, like a 104-hour line? Like, we can't even do an election.
Because they had to go to paper ballots in some locations because shit got fucked up.
Yeah.
Like if someone...
Because it is better, maybe, because it's hard to trust the internet and the high tech.
Look, it goes on the internet. Yeah. You know what's going to happen. There's not even going to be... Look, right now, in Ohio, for instance, like the famous one's 2000. A lot of fuckery in 2000.
A lot of it.
In 04, Ohio, a lot more fuckery, a little bit less publicized, though.
Yeah.
And then every election,
a lot of people being disenfranchised.
Right, and my point is, so as it is now...
I was disenfranchised. They put a diner near me with food to eat instead of voting, so I get it.
You're easily co-opted.
I was easily co-opted.
But no, my point is, like, as it is now, with these kind of safeguards of not being digital, they still get away with it. But yeah, once it goes completely digital,
where is Vice President Kump? He's in the bathtub with a doll. Please have him.
Like a sex doll, or like a rainbow
I don't
bright
have to explain anything to you. Get out of here.
Which hole am I using?
You just I love how this is already real to you.
What tall is this? Where am I fucking her? Or him or whatever it is. It's just flesh. I love flesh. I love flesh.
Vice President Kump, can we please stop talking about your love of flesh?
But I like it. I like skin. If you don't have skin, what do? Bones? Gross.
Thank you.
Is that my State of the Union address?
What would you? So let's say you're running for president, right?
Right.
You're running for president right now.
All right, look.
Yeah, right?
Look.
No. This and literally, this is what we're gonna do. I want you to say everything you'd say about or whatever you would say. You have an opening statement. President Kump, not President, Senator Kump. Let's just say that.
I feel like the senator already.
No, I don't know. But Senator Kump is now going to give us his 1 minute. We're going to put it on the clock.
All right.
Senator Kump, you have 1 minute to give us a statement about why you should lead the free world starting now.
All right, look, first things you got to know, there is a gigantic economic bubble that's been perpetrated 100 years ago. The Federal Reserve, we have to solve this issue. Let's get back on a gold standard over time. Also, war. We gotta get out of the pocket of the military-industrial complex. Also, there's a lot of people in this government that like to fuck kids, and you all seem cool with it, but I think we can do something about this. It's bipartisan. It's on both sides. A lot of different brown kids are getting fucked.
Somebody yell at that point. The kids like it. You get heckled. All right, well, that was 35 seconds. You were killed 10 seconds in.
The federal.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll go now. This is where I go.
It's your presidential stump speech.
My fellow Americans, I think it is very important that I be elected president so I could so I could force the heads of the True TV network to give me a unscripted television show where I eat meatballs around the country and make fun, offhand comments about it. It will be cheap to make, and people will enjoy it. Thank you so much. Fucking the kids. Let's take it in case by case. Thank you. Oh, Lord.
I mean, you're saying it takes a long time. Like, most of the polls close at 8, don't they?
I don't know why it's taking this long. What is everyone waiting to the last minute?
But I'm saying is they
gotta count a lot of votes.
I don't think you get it. They don't. When we find out from the news, oh yeah, like this state, like it's not real time. They wait until the polls close. They don't tell you until the polls close.
That's what I mean.
So I'm saying they close at 8 usually. So they're not gonna know anything about that state until the polls close. A little bit after even.
It's gonna be late night. Why do you think Gathers thing's going in
how it always works. We don't know how long it takes.
And what was your point there?
You're asking why they wait for the polls to close first before they even release the information.
No, I'm asking why, whatchamacallit. No, they're releasing some. They're releasing a little bit.
Right, but they close it early a little bit, I think. I'm saying they don't release typically until the polls close.
No, I understand. But the polls have not been, some states the polls close early.
How early?
I don't know. Shannon, when did the polls close? 9 o'clock in New York.
Yeah, I looked it up earlier. They start closing at 7.
Yeah.
Right.
Some states will stay open until like 9 or 10.
In West Virginia, what do you count? 9 votes? Cheryl went with Trump and wrote, "Them Jew bastards gonna get it." Thank you, Cheryl. Closing statements. This is the election. This is a historic night.
Look, I really think that if Trump wins, everything. It's not going to change much.
No.
But at the end of the day,
it won't.
It won't. No. Look, the reality is, most likely, this guy is a fucking patsy.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be overly conspiratorial here.
Yeah.
It's not the gimmick here.
Not this show.
Yeah. No, but you look at it. You knew they had his shit on him, like that 9-year-old radio clip they just found at the last minute.
Yeah.
No, the fucking all this shit.
This is what you learn now. That if he wins, you got to learn. You got to have a lot more on a patsy than just grabbing a pussy.
Yeah.
That's what you learn with this country.
That's
you got to have a lot more on a patsy than grabbing a pussy.
What's fascinating, if you really want to get behind the scenes here for a minute and really go down the rabbit hole,
it's where we live.
Is this like an engineered psyop, whatever you want to call it, gone awry? Was he not a Manchurian candidate per se, but that kind of we're going to set him up, we're going to put him in a position where he's the candidate, and then we're going to bring him down. It's something they do. It's something they control people. They bring him up, they bring him down, and he got loose. He's like a wild animal, got loose.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
You'd wonder if she was running against, people say, any other Republican would be leading her by 10 points right now. I don't know.
Look, McCain McCain was always a likable guy.
McCain's old and...
At this point, he's done. I'm saying, but McCain, 10 years earlier, if he was able to run...
But I think the key to Trump's victory is that he brings new people into the fold.
Sure, but my point is
McCain's not bringing them in.
10 years ago, he might have. Before Trump, like, there was a period when McCain first got screwed over by the Bush family in 2000.
Would you be okay voting for a man who had a out of wedlock black child? Just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
That was their push polling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They would call South Carolina and be like, hey, listen, we're from the McCain campaign. We just want to know if John McCain ate a baby and that came out, would that affect? No? Okay, cool, bye.
What I'm getting at here, though, McCain had a personality. He was seen as like a maverick, which is a little bullshit, but whatever. But he's a relatively bipartisan compared to some of these Tea Party psychopaths that we've seen. My point is the Republican Party has gotten so bad that they say, oh, any Republican could have beat her. Which one? Ted Cruz? Marco Rubio? These guys are...
The Republican Party really gotten insane.
What happened to them?
I mean, it became an explicitly religious party, so you have to be... If you're a Republican now, you have to be in bed with the people that are like, fuck Roe v. Wade,
right.
Fuck gay marriage, and also, you know, the Republican economic platform just doesn't resonate in a country that is as fucked as we are.
You can only go to the well with that so many times.
You can only go to the well with like, well, start your own business.
Yeah.
People are like, what? It's like people are just bankrupt and fucked. Like,
it's like, tell me about you lost your job.
Oh, me?
Yeah, just tell me.
Yeah, no, you know, I mean, the company, I guess, downsized. They moved a lot of the...
why can't you import lumber? Why can't you do that?
Start a hedge fund, you faggot. But, yeah, just the company moved some jobs. They tried to cut operational costs by ceasing U.S. operations and moving overseas.
Here's maybe it's a stupid question. How about currency triage?
This is a stupid question. How about currency triage? Are you willfully ignorant, sir? Are you willfully ignorant of currency triage? You know, what we like to do when things like this happen is we create a big bubble of money. But I mean, that's the problem. Like, the problem is you have these Long Island lugheads who, like, inherit a house from their mother and then start running around talking about fiscal responsibility.
What do you got to pay taxes on it? This is bullshit.
I'm a hardworking individual. I work for the town of Wantor. I drink on a tractor 7 hours a day. I inherited this house from my mother. You ain't gonna give this to the fucking Mexicans.
I've known people like that.
Yeah.
And you fuck around with them and you say to them, like, no, like, yeah, it's fine. I'm happy for you. You didn't really do much. And, like, they literally respond, I waited 30 years for her to die.
I was talking to one cop once from Long Island. I go, you realize that, like, black people live in ghettos because they were denied loans and everything like that? He goes like this. He goes, that was then, this is now. I'm like, no, but you realize it's generational. Like, they couldn't inherit anything. They couldn't create wealth. He's like, what are you talking about? Maybe they couldn't pay back the loans. I'm like, are you? He's a cop. I'm like, are you people? But this is what it is.
It's a real nightmare.
It's a real horror show.
Before we end, do we have any updates?
Yeah, let's give it a little update before we end and go over and ruin someone else's. Just go ruin someone else. Okay. Just the bomb. We go in there like a bomb.
So the electoral votes now are Clinton has 44, Trump has 31.
Yeah,
wow. That was a quick swing. Now, we just want to let you know that, of course, the election is being observed by James Baker from the farm. Now, listen, boys, we got all kinds of contingency plans. He just got some, like, 2 old, like, bloodhounds. Someone get me some nice carrots, if you know. I like a carrot, preferably one that isn't quite so mouthy.
Can somebody get me a tub of lye so we can dissolve some of these goddamn bodies, please?
Do you think he's in on that, or you think he's just
No, I don't think. I don't want to think he fucks kids. I really want to. So I just believe he's a gangster.
Well, that's my point. Do you think in a moment like that, you know?
I can't.
Some of these guys,
I don't want my heroes to be pedophiles.
Some of these guys are in the bunker, maybe doing a little stress fucking, and James just like, oh Jesus Christ, you can't wait to get home.
You fucking faggots. You know, I mean, folks. Sometimes you ever after an episode go, who listens to this show? Like,
people tell me they like it.
No, people love the show, but like you go listen to an episode, you go, who is listening to this show? People come up to me like upstanding members of society, and they're like, "We think the show is great." It's like, Are you listening
Every
to
time
what we're saying?
Every time I say that, I'm just like I'm keenly aware that I'm about to be hit in the side with a cattle prod. I think the show was great. Oh, like in Casino.
Keep your mouth shut, you fat patsy. We're being kept alive because we are the perfect patsies. As always, listen, a few dates here. I don't care if you come. It's the only date I really care about if you come to. This is true because I'm trying to do something here. On November 30th, please come to the Vermont Comedy Club. Please, that's important. I'm trying to tape something. I think it's going to be a great fucking show. It's going to be a lot of fun. November 18th, I'm in Houston, Texas at the Come and Get It Fest. If you live in the Houston, Texas area, you'll enjoy it. There's a fucking ton of great comedians. On that November 19th, I'm in Massachusetts at the Infield. It's like a batting cage. It really is. And I'm doing comedy there. It's their comedy night. If you live, it's probably going to be a real horror, but come on down there. It could be a real dog fight. Just fucking you the kids hitting bats. And I'm like, I'm a faggot. Listen to me. I don't know what's going on. November 26th, I'm going to be doing a show in Proctor's Theater. I think in Schenectady.
Like Procter & Gamble?
Yeah, I don't know. Proctor's Theater in Schenectady the day after Thanksgiving, November 26th. And the all-important November 30th, I am going to be... and November 9th, which is coming up soon, I'm going to be in
tomorrow.
New Hampshire, Shaskin Pub. I leave tomorrow morning on a megabus. Fuck, I got to print out these tickets. Shannon, do we have a printer? Shannon, I'm going to forward you these... We're going to go. I got to take a megabus to New Hampshire tomorrow. It's 6 hours, and then I do the fucking show, and then they put me back on a megabus at midnight and send me fucking, and I get back at 5 a.m. to sleep for the whole day, and then I'll be on Red Eye tomorrow night at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, Friday night.
Thursday night. Sorry, yeah. Tomorrow night's Shaskin in New Hampshire, Red Eye, Thursday night. Tim J. Dillon on Twitter, TimJDillon. Tim Dillon. If follow me on Facebook, I can't accept any more friend requests, but you can follow me. Ray, anything to speak of note?
At Ray Kump.
At Ray Kump. Ray's planning with making a great return to stand-up. This is interesting.
Well, I never actually left stand-up. I got
he
a
just
job.
hasn't done it in a year. But go on.
A couple months.
Couple months.
No, look, you think I'm down, I'm not out, that kind of...
There's people clamoring. People are very interested now. People go, what happened to Ray?
Yeah, I'm building up a buzz.
You're building up a buzz. Now, all of these people that are asking that are not
they mean
influential. No, I'm kidding. Here's what we would like to do. If there's any interest in this, let us know. I'd like to do some type of live podcast with this show.
Maybe on Staten Island.
Here's the thing. It has to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it has to be insane. And it has to be like at a Taco Bell with James Baker. I don't know if that can happen.
Can we take over a Taco Bell? Can we do that?
I don't know. I mean, Letterman did it in the 90s, right?
Taco Bell?
No, he did the whole drive-thru sketch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That
He was a drive-thru guy?
It's like a famous thing, yeah.
No, we're going to be eating Taco Bell.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got to do or Bennigan, some shitty fucking low-end trash bag. I'd love to go.
Let's go to that fucking that buffet out in Long Island.
Here's what I'd love to do. I'd love to do something in Long Island. I think it'd be funny. Bring Shannon out. We do something stupid in Long Island. I don't know how many fans we have that will come out to this. If you are a fan that will come out to this, I don't know.
Tweet at us.
Tweet at us. Like
Show us your interest.
Show us by tweeting. Don't get cute and creative. Show us your interest. This is a blood ritual. I killed my daughter. I really want to go. No. Guys, whoever wins the presidential election, let's just congratulate Langley, Virginia. Again. No, I mean, predictions nationally. Who's the next president, Ray?
Who's that guy? Podesta?
It's going to be Podesta? Yeah. Podesta? I think... I don't know. I think Hillary takes it.
Look, it's probably Hillary.
What do we know?
It's like, at this point, who cares?
Yeah.
Trump, who knows? I mean, like, there's no point. Like, it's like a sure thing. So it's like, it's disheartening. Not in the sense I don't want Trump. It's just like, what am I here for?
What is he here for? That's the first question. Ray, his parents brought him to nursery school, and he looked at them, and they go, what am I here for? And they're like, to enjoy your life. And he went, I want school. Good night.
Right.